Well, hello guys, welcome back. Yeah, sorry if I sound a little stuffed up. I was watching Wolf Special and it was so sad. It actually had a happy ending, but kind of sad. It was Jim and Jamie Dutcher, and they study this wolf pack for 6 years, and you get to know them, and then the time comes when they have to take them to the Nez Perce tribe and leave them on reservation land because their grant to study these wolves is up, and it's sad. They're crying, I'm crying, the wolves are crying. It was sad. I had a pretty big experience yesterday, and I didn't come on because I'm like, I'm going to, one, not rush to tell everyone, and two, I'm gonna see where this goes. So, I had built the temple for Loki, remember? Then, like, right after, I was watching a wolf special because we're doing all the wolf stuff, and he says, "Well, you can have that." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "You can have the temple." I said, "I literally just got done building it for you." "I know, but I don't want to. You can have it. Make yourself a home. This will be your home. I'll make sure no one comes in and bothers you." I'm like, "Are you sure about this?" He's, "Yeah." So I decided I'm gonna build a home with all the wolves, and Odin stops by and he's watching what I'm doing, and he goes, "Well, I bet you can't get all the wolves in." I says, "A challenge." He's like, "Yeah, I bet you can't get them all in." Well, they had done a driver and everything reboot for Oculus, so I don't know what's going on, but I said, "Okay, okay." Um, and so I managed to get all the wolves, at least all the wolves I could think of in. And Odin came back and was kind of impressed. He goes, "Well, if you get all the wolves, you'll get something." And it was a chore, because not a chore, but it was a challenge because there are a lot of wolves, as you guys know. And Odin came in. I realized I had to go back twice to get wolves because I remembered this wolf or that wolf. And then I remembered we had the Ethiopian wolves, which are actually wolves. And I went and I got them too. And the reason I went and got them is because, this was my home. This was my place to go in. And I even got a wolf pentacle and put it up on the wall. Put my mark on my territory so everybody knows this is my territory, my home. Don't come in. This is my place to chill and just be on my own. Well, Odin kept trying to make inroads. And I was like, "No, this is my home. This is my place for, alone time." And then I was teasing him because I could see he wanted in the worst way because there were all these wolves. And I took the teasing a little too far because Loki's like, "You be careful. I know you're teasing him, but he's really sensitive about wolves." And I told Odin, I said, "No, you're just not coming in." And I was teasing him, okay? I was teasing him. And I just felt this response of like it was almost like a physical pain to be kept away from the wolves. And I'm like, "Oh, God, I'm teasing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings." So he came in and he's looking around really carefully because remember, I've been teasing him, so he's not sure if he's allowed in my territory or not. And I had just been enjoying my territory and enjoying all the wolves and enjoying all the strength and empowerment all those wolves give you. And he was just coming around the territory like a wolf, just kind of looking around, kind of unsure if he was allowed in the territory now, even though I said so. And so he stuck to me like glue for the rest of the evening. So I meant, we had hours and hours and hours together. And I was like, well, I'm not going to rush online and just make a video about this because I don't think I need to document every tiny thing. And we spent that time together, and Loki can do wolf. He can do wolf. Remember, he is a father of Fenrir, and he is, he's come to me as a wolf before. So Loki was taking his wolf energy too, and the two brothers were like plaster to me and making it clear again, God 1, God 2. They debate amongst themselves who is leader. And I said, well, we need to sort this out and sort it out peacefully. I said, Odin is a natural born leader. He really is. So Odin's our alpha because we're going with a wolf theme. Let's just go with it. And Loki will be our beta. Beta's second in command. That doesn't mean he's any less powerful wolf, but it means all the executive decisions are on Odin's shoulders, which is good because he will take that stress and responsibility and run with it. But Loki, if you've noticed, Loki's a great teacher, but he's not, at least with me, he's not so hot as a leader. He really doesn't want to be your leader. He's not really comfortable with leadership. Odin's the natural born leader. So Loki looked like he was like decades younger after I'm like, you'll be Beta Wolf. He's like, okay. And I'm like, I'll be Pack Omega. That's my job. And they were laughing because there's no Omega position. But, you know, if there was an Omega position, and you're all like, oh god, now she's on wolves. Omega's actually a very loved member of the pack. They are the bottom wolf, but they have a sacred clown duty. They have to go and cheer all the other wolves and incite play and do all this other stuff, and the other wolves will take frustration out on them. But wolves aren't actually going to hurt each other. It's a lot of snarling, a lot of snapping of teeth, maybe a firm nip, but it's not to draw blood. They're not trying to scar the Omega for life. The Omega just takes that position of, you know, being a wolf's very stressful. Maybe 10 to 20% of their hunts are successful. So imagine if 80% of the time you went to the store, you didn't get food. You'd be cranky too. So the Omega has to go around cheering everybody up. Because maybe every 5 to 10 days they get to eat, which is why they eat so much, which is why people say eat like a wolf. Well, you go not eat for 10 days and see how much you eat. You would eat the whole buffet. You know you would. So, it's been really good and the house feels settled. So we've been watching Wolf specials and I started crying and I've seen it before, so I knew what happened, but I cry every time they have to, you know, take the wolf pack and take them to the tribal lands. It's actually a good thing. It's a beautiful thing, but I still cry. And we went online and now I know why Loki blocked me for winning that wolf because, it kept haunting me. Usually things with Odin go in threes, and I gotten 2 wolves for him. Well, I'm like, 2 wolves for King Gary, but it always seems that we get our wolves in threes. And there was a seller I bought from before, and it's funny because I almost wonder, and it can't be her because I don't think she cut the tags off. There's someone called Lil Go some I always call her Lily, but that's not part of her name. And she used to do all these wolf collections and stuffed animal collections and toy collections. She's an adult woman, but she enjoyed having all the plushies around. And she stopped doing stuff a year ago, and I couldn't find her on DeviantArt. And I'm like, oh god, I hope she's okay, because a lot of YouTubers are running into trouble and selling off all their collections and everything and getting like nothing for them. But I was like, if somebody's selling off their collection, either they truly don't want it anymore, but they still have enough love for the collection to, you know, sell it and not just throw it in the garbage, or they need to. So I was like, this wolf is the wolf I was meant to get. 20-inch wolf. 20 inches of wolf. And I'm going to get this beautiful wolf. And I adopted it from a seller I've adopted animals from before. And they seem to care about their collection because they sell stuff off. They don't just like toss it in a rubbish bin or something. And so we'll be getting that wolf. And I realized the 16-inch I'm going to get is going to be the smaller size. I didn't know they made a smaller size of the 30-inch I've been lusting after. And this 30-inch wolf is like a dream wolf because it's like $70. And I'm like, well, if I ever find that on sale, I am getting that wolf because I love that wolf. It's a Wild Republic wolf. But you know, price comparison, if that wolf was a Hansa wolf, it would be $500 to $600. So $70 is cheap. And I actually like Wild Republic better. I have like a couple Hansa plushes, I think 2. I think they look halfway to taxidermy. They're just not my favorite plush, and they're also actually extremely small. I was disappointed in the size. They look like, I don't know. They're nice if you would have a room and set it up and have like potted plants and everything and have just the animals. They're more meant for that. They're more meant for display and stuff like that. These are meant to just be drug around the house and loved and all the wolves. So we'll have 3 wolves. We have to wait a couple days. 1 is supposed to come in Thursday. Well, 2 are supposed to come in Thursday and 1 Friday, but we'll see. We'll see how the shipping goes. It was just a breakthrough because I've been crying a lot, but it's been good cries because I've been letting out all this stuff I didn't realize I had inside. And I used to actually, as a child, I had a really bubbly, excited personality. I did. I was like bouncing off the walls with energy, typical Gemini child. And because of the household I grew up in, I learned a lot of negative thinking patterns to prevent myself from being excited. And Odin's trying to dig at that wolf that he is. And Loki's helping because I'm still getting fox energy too, because we just ran around like crazy foxes yesterday too, grabbing this and grabbing that, and the home looks beautiful. And Odin knows he's sharing my territory with me, and Loki's sharing my territory because it felt like they were both glued to my side. And we can all have this with the gods, guys. I'm not special sparkle pagan princess. We can all have this with the gods. It's just taking the time, and I know that's hard sometimes, but it's taking the time, and it's being willing to work through whatever we have to work through. And it's taken me years in some cases, decades in some cases, and I feel really dumb and stupid because I know I keep coming back to this lesson, but I do have memory problems. And it's a thing where Odin's been with me all my life. I wondered who God was, and now I know. But Odin's truly like an actual alpha wolf, not the nightmare story Hollywood scary wolf. He's like a true alpha wolf. He's pretty benevolent. He's pretty chill. You're only going to see those teeth if you've really truly gotten out of line, and that's in a rare case. It's when he doesn't have to be alpha wolf with the teeth going. He's actually relieved. He said to me, he said, I wish people weren't scared of me. I kind of looked at him and goes, well, you all tell all the scary stories about me. And you all make me sound so mean and belligerent. Then when I show up and I act real nice, nobody recognizes me. So then I have to get out the spear and put on the armor and rare at people. He goes, you know how boring this is getting? And I'm like, I never thought of it that way. You would disappoint so many people that follow you right now. We both laughed. A lot of people go in for very aggressive Odin, and I'm not saying that's not a valid aspect, but some people, they like that aggressive Odin. If that's what you want, if you want the aggressive warrior and warmonger that's going to whip you up and get you in a frenzy, he will give you that. He's a very obliging god, so is Loki. But if you want a very tender, kind god, he will give you that as well. It's entirely up to you which wolf you get, so to speak. And Loki's the same way. If you want stereotypical Loki, he will give you that. If you want a much kinder and gentler Loki, it will give you that as well. It's really up to us to learn to not listen to other people and to learn to let the gods speak. I noticed I'm a hell of a lot calmer, and I'm getting along with the gods much better now that I'm not out reading heathen or pagan articles. I'm just watching wolf stuff and playing in the homes, and then we watch foxes because the foxy videos keep coming out, and foxes are always having a fox adventure, so we're always watching that. So we've got the wolves and we've got the foxes. We haven't forgot the foxes. But the home I built for myself looked really beautiful, but I could tell if I had been serious and tried to keep him out, he would have stayed out. But it felt almost, like I said, like a physical pain response from Odin to be kept away from the wolves and be kept away from, my pack, to be kept away, from my company. So of course I let him in. I shouldn't have teased him that much. I was mean on my part, but I realize now I have that kind of, not mean streak, but I can take teasing too far. I can't. My family was like that, so I can't blame them entirely, but you kind of adapt to your situation, so I kind of learned watching the family to do that, and I shouldn't have teased him so much. But he was okay, and he's okay now, because it's our territory now, and he loves it, and every wolf we have is there, and I don't know, once Oculus rebooted, we have all the packs and everything. They won't tell you now how the home's running. It used to be green, yellow, red to tell you how the home was running. That's not there anymore. I don't know if we still have the same limits, but I have a hell of a lot of wolves in that home. In fact, we have like 163 items. So other than a couple bits of furniture, it's like a pack 100 strong. It's a lot of wolves. And if they're gonna let us run with it, that's fine, because they still haven't released 4 more homes. I just see them coming to us, guys. I really do. I'm like, we'll have 8 homes someday, so we'll have a home where I can have like tigers, and we'll have a home where I can have just foxes. The weird thing is, just wolves looks great. Just foxes, we really gave it the college try, guys. I guess because wolves come in every color of the rainbow, foxes do too, but we're having trouble finding anything other than red foxes. But Loki's not too fussed about it. The occasional fox actually is fine. I don't have to bury him in foxes. And I've tried coyotes with him. He's like, eh. With me, he's like, nah, I'm okay. And the spider stuff was just giving us the heebie-jeebies. So Fode and I were like, ugh. I love spiders, but for some reason I was like, that thing will give me nightmares if I see it every day. And he wants his wolves. He wants to have that wolf energy too now, so he's gonna get it too. So we're all packed now. And Thor's here too, and everyone else. I don't think there ever was a tier. I do not think we would clash well, as a wit once put it. He's a very different kind of leadership than Odin is. Odin is very kind, gentling wolf leadership, and he and Fenrir, by the way, get along well. And they want to know where that story about Fenrir eating Odin came from, because he never told it to anyone. But that's my personal experience. Take it or leave it. You know, take what you can use from any video and leave the rest behind. Don't drag it around with you. It's like the story of these Buddhist monks. I'm gonna end with this because it seems to fit. There are these 2 Buddhist monks, and they're walking along, and they've been teaching in the town, and they're going back to, you know, to the monastery. And they see a woman crying, and she's just sobbing her heart out by the banks of the river, and the one monk goes over and talks to her, and he goes, you know, what's wrong? And she sobs, and she tells them that she was out to, you know, do work in the town, and she had left her children on the other side of the river, but the river had risen. You know, it was too high now, and she couldn't cross because, you know, she couldn't swim in that, and she was just sobbing because she says, my child will be, you know, with someone, but they'll be alone without me, and they won't have a good meal that their mommy cooked, and they won't have my comfort, and they'll be, you know, afraid. And she was just sobbing her heart out. And so the monk picks her up, and he carries her across the river, and he sets her down very gently on the other side. And the monks keep walking along. You know, woman thanks him, oh, thank you, and runs off. And after a while, and they're named Yesmi and Nomi. And after a while, Nomi looks at Yesmi and goes, do you know what you've done? And Yesmi looks at him and goes, yes. He says, we are told not to look at a woman. You talk to her. And we are told not to talk to women. And you touched her. And we are told not to touch women. And you carried her. And Yasmin looks at him very calmly and goes, yes, but I put her down hours ago. So that's all the difference. You just have to let stuff go. If you can let any preconceived notions you have of the gods go, you can have any type of relationship you want. And a lot of the manifestation is working really good. So I will keep you guys updated on that and let you know how it turns out. And don't worry, when I found the wolf today, I did the smart thing. I checked my finances, made sure we had the money, made sure we had money in case the guy shows up very ambitiously to cut the grass, you know, after Easter, because he said after Easter. And, you know, I'm just being sound with our finances. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.